600 alpha, multiple people.
So chaos in Fairfax County, Virginia. Newly released video capturing the moment. One officer injured and a cruiser destroyed after hundreds gathered for a massive street takeover last weekend. One suspect is seen waving a rifle in the air while fleeing the car through a parking lot. Luckily, backup arrived before the nightmare escalated. Watch here.
I believe we narrowly escaped a line of duty death scenario of our own because one of our own officers was surrounded by a bunch of masked, tough guy wannabe thugs who surrounded her car and acted in a criminal manner in a way that I'll tell you is never going to happen again in Fairfax County.
4 people have been charged in connection with the incident. And joining us now, Fox News contributor and former homicide detective Ted Williams. Ted, listen to the chief just one more time about how this impacts the community overall.
So what does that mean for residential and business communities? It means you didn't have any cops protecting your neighborhoods, your communities, your businesses, because these criminals diverted all of our attention to handle an attack on one of our police officers.
Ted, I mean, it's really difficult. We've seen some of these things before. It's hard for the police to get in front of it. What's the best way to prevent either an injury to a police officer or from these types of things from happening in the first place?
Well, Dana, what's going to happen here and what is necessary is a proactive police department, simply meaning that they're going to have a specific unit to deal with these kinds of scenarios of gang violence. And they're also going to have perhaps maybe a curfew in place. They're going to have to swarm the area, and they're going to have to make arrests, and they're going to have to count on judges and prosecutors to do the right thing to support police officers.
What would be the strongest count that prosecutors could bring against individuals who started and participated in this?
You could bring assault on a police officer would probably be one of the strongest counts that you could bring Dana under the circumstances.
Well, the chief says it's not going to happen again, and I'm sure the community hopes it is so. Also wanted to ask you about this. We've been talking about these young girls that got involved, unfortunately, in beating a D.C. man to death. And there was a decision to keep those young girls in custody. They are like 12, 13 years old. They were arrested March 29th. Their defense attorney was like, look, they shouldn't be held because they had no access to good education. Their age makes it so that they're too young to be involved in something like this. But Ted, listen to the deceased man's sister. His name was Reggie Brown. His sister is Nazria Israel. And she said, he did not deserve to die like this. No one deserved to die like this, killed by children. My 90-year-old mother did not deserve to lose her youngest child, not like this. You agree with holding these individuals in custody?
I absolutely agree with holding these individuals in custody. They ran this man down, this disabled man who has a plate in his head, has only 2 fingers on each one of his hands. They ran him down, they stomped his head into the concrete, they videotaped what they were doing, and they murdered this guy. And quite naturally, I do believe that they should be held as adults, but unfortunately, because of their age, these girls will not be charged as adults. But the big question, Dana, is where are the parents? I hope law enforcement is investigating the parents in this incident. This should not have happened. These kids should not have been out. This happened after midnight, and these kids should have been home or somewhere else.
And one of the things I read about this weekend in the Washington Post was that they were saying that the schools have a high level of absenteeism, these girls included in that. So they weren't at home, and they haven't been in school, and now they are in jail. Ted Williams, thank you for joining us today, and happy eclipse to you.
And my pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.